Michelle from Josie Michelle Events, wedding and event planner, and I'm home today here in Valley Stream.
Hello everyone, my name is Josie. I'm your lead designer at JosieMichelleEvents. I am in my home in Saddlebrook, New Jersey, and today we have a little surprise. Usually when we're talking about weddings, we're talking on, what the girls like, the bride. But today we have a good friend of ours. Her name is Jazz, and the surprise is actually for the groom. So Jazz, why don't you introduce yourself and your company?
Hi everyone, I'm Jazz with Jakob Custom Clothiers. I'm sitting here today in my home office and I'm excited to talk to you all.
Thank you, Jazz. So, obvious question. So we're here, pandemic times, we are home. What services do you offer now that you're home? Can people still continue planning, can men still call you and plan their suits and their tuxedos?
Absolutely. We're currently offering virtual appointments. We can use platforms like Zoom, if you prefer FaceTime. We can use any of these kind of platforms to conduct our meetings and go through fabric options and selections.
Well, that's good to know. So here, this is something that we really know very little about. So we are so curious. What is the process like? Like when somebody calls you, what information should they be ready to share? How do you decide what you're going to get? If you could describe what that's like, we're super curious.
Absolutely. So the first step would be to discuss what they're looking for, what their thoughts and ideas are, what colors they're thinking about going forward with. After that point, we start to select fabrics, we design the product, we design the different garment, whether it's a suit, whether it's a tuxedo, and from there we do a fitting. It's followed up by a second and sometimes a third fitting.
Got it. And I'm going to ask you a follow-up question on that. Just like how far in advance? I don't know how quickly this gets done, like how quickly you get materials and all of that completed.
It takes about, so we do the initial appointment first, and then after that it takes about 4 to 6 weeks for the garments to come in. And after that I'd give it another turnaround time of about 1 to 2 weeks if any alterations need to be taken care of.
Got it. Okay, thank you.
Yay! So, Jazz, we'd like to know what are some fashion trends for the groom and, men's in general?
So specifically speaking for weddings, a huge fashion trend right now is brocade, which is a weaving style used in a lot of silk type fabrics. Also midnight blue and any shade of blue is still super popular for tuxedos, as well as suits for groomsmen.
Yes, very nice. And talking about fashion and what's going on, we also want to know like what's out. what, and this is because sometimes as planners, we get asked a lot of time, advice as far as what is in for tuxedos and or the suit, and we want to be able to give them what's out too. So what do you think?
My answer to that's going to be baggy fit. Baggy fit is out. Custom fitted all the way. I mean, that's what makes the garment, right? The fitting is what makes the garment. So that's where we come in and we do the whole fitting and make sure that it fits you like a glove.
Oh, this is good to know. Yeah, I'm so glad that we're talking about this because both Josie and I are kind of, we play a large part in our husband's wardrobe. So we need to know what's in and out. We're going to rely on you for that. Sure. So I have another fun question for you. And I know that you do a lot of creative things in this area. How do guys personalize their look? Like, what can you do? I've seen a little bit of what you've done, like on the inside, but I'd love to hear the different options.
So for me, it's all in the details. The little details is what I love to focus on. We can add a contrast stitch to your lapel buttonhole, to the front buttonholes of your jacket. For weddings specifically, I love to put the names of the couple behind the collar. We can actually stitch it in there, or their wedding date, something really to just personalize it for them to make it a little bit special.
Oh my gosh, that is so sweet. I absolutely love that. So another question I have, because we run into this sometimes on the wedding day and we're not really sure, should guys wear both that handkerchief and the boutonniere, or is that too much?
I'd say absolutely, definitely. They can wear both. Maybe keep the handkerchief a little bit more subtle, keep it a little plain, especially if you're going for the more traditional look with a solid black tuxedo. Keep a nice white, crisp, clean handkerchief in there with a pop of color with the boutonniere.
Yeah, nice. I like that. Sometimes I usually the one pinning all the men's on a regular wedding day. And sometimes I see big flowers with big handkerchief.
Mhm.
And to me, I feel at that moment like I should do something for them because sometimes it can look like too much.
Yeah.
But what is it a way that they can do their handkerchief that looks elegant, clean? Because for the most part, usually men's are taking care of themselves that day.
Yeah, so I'd say rather than bunching up the handkerchief, just fold it over nicely into a nice square type shape, keep it nice and simple, and that'll give you that clean look that I was referring to before.
I like
Good
that.
to
I like
know.
that. Very helpful. So I have another question. So do you also advise, I know for the most part, a groom will come to you, but
Mhm.
do you also advise on the groomsmen as far as like choosing the right suits for the wedding day?
Yes, definitely. We can throw a party actually for the groomsmen, have some drinks out, have some snacks out, and create a little event out of it for them while they pick their fabrics and get measured. So that's a nice thing that we like to do for our clients.
Nice. Good. So I'm sure everybody wants to hear like where to find Jazz. And you should all follow her after this. So Jazz, let us know where can my grooms find you?
Well, you guys can call me. You can get my phone number from Josie and Michelle. I'm sure they'll have some informational pieces for you guys. After this, you can check out our website, JakobCustomClothiers.com. You can also follow us on Instagram, Jacob, that's JakobClothiers, Jacob Clothiers on Instagram.
Thank you, Jazz. Thank you so much. This really is, it really comes in handy because like I said before, we are not experts in fashion and we like to stay on top of everything. This industry is so huge and it just covers so many different elements that it's great to have a friend in fashion so that we know what's right. And I'm just going to just say, guys, we also love Jazz for women's fashion, not because it's in her business necessarily, but I always watch to see what she's wearing.
Look at her. She's so cute.
Thank you. She
Thank you guys.
inspired.
Thank you guys for having me.
Thanks for
All
being here.
right.
Thanks
We'll see
everybody
each
for
other
watching.
soon.
Yes.
Thanks for
First
watching.
and
Guys.
hugs.